Today I'm highlighting someone I've been able to get to know pretty well through the years. I've had the privilege to walk through seasons of difficulty with her, as well as times of transition. A few years ago, Ruthanne made a difficult decision to go out of her comfort zone, and God has blessed her tremendously, as well as her ministry, more than she could ever imagine. Now more than ever, she really clings to the verse in Proverbs 16:9 that says, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Listen as Ruthanne shares more about how God has been establishing her steps. Ruthanne, it's wonderful to see you. I am excited and I wish I could just walk around where you are. It looks like you're in a beautiful location. Looks like a beautiful morning there. We just want to get to know you a little bit more and have a chance to highlight what God is doing. And so I just want to ask you a few questions today. So the first one is just that you're from Alberta. You were working and doing ministry here for many, many years. And then a couple of years ago, you had an opportunity that allowed you to go and work somewhere else. So why don't you tell us just a little bit about where you are now and what brought that opportunity along?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's great to be able to talk with you today. And yeah, I am currently living in Kona, Hawaii, working with YWAM here. I worked with YWAM in Canada for almost 20 years before I came here, and was feeling like I kind of needed a sabbatical. I was just felt like it was time to take some time off. And so with talking with a few people and trying to figure out, what I could do during that time, I decided to come here just as a 6-week volunteer and just be here. This is where the founders are. It's one of the largest YWAM base. It is the largest YWAM base. And just thought I would just, come here, just serve. And so I cleaned guest housing, did that for 6 weeks, and just was a part of the community here and really loved it. And so came back to Canada and, just prayed more about it, talked with a few people and saw some of the opportunities here and decided to kind of put my life on hold for 1 year and come back here and just serve the base in administration and just serving the campus here. So yeah, so that was my plan, was just to be here just for 1 year.
Okay, so obviously that's a great lead in to my next question. Since you left here, you've had a major life event, obviously a couple because you are working there still. So there's obviously a story there, but can you share a bit about your major life event?
Sure. So while I was here, I met a guy. And so his name is Chan Hong. He actually works on campus in the IT department. And he was the one that, initially set me up with a computer here on campus. And then our paths kind of crossed in the first 6 months that I was here, and both serving on campus together. We're in some of the same groups. And yeah, we started dating in, I guess it was January last year, and now I'm married. so yes, that is my major life event, and I'm still in Kona and married to an amazing guy, and serving together here on campus. So it's been great.
That's so amazing. I got to attend your wedding via online, virtually. I wanted to be there, of course, but it obviously was not a good option at the time. Now, I know you and I have shared quite a bit about this. There's a number of God stories in terms of your wedding. Do you want to share one or two of those?
Sure. Yeah. So that was kind of really a hard decision as far as, the timing of our wedding and when to do it. And, so many unknowns around COVID and not sure if my family could be here. But we decided to go ahead with a wedding date in the hopes that, things might open up. And they actually got worse at the time when Canada kind of started doing the hotel restrictions. And so my family could not be here. So we did decide to go ahead with the wedding. We did a Zoom wedding, and we, my family watched, online, and we had a few close friends, and Chan does have some family here. So we did have close friends and family here. Yeah, it was it was a beautiful day in the end, but it was hard getting there, just knowing that family wasn't able to be here. But God really, I saw God's hand really through that whole process. And Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and we were able to have my sister. We Zoomed her in as part of the wedding. One of the things I really wanted was to have my sister sing at my wedding, and so we did it COVID style. And my sister and her family was together in a church in Canada watching the wedding, and then they sang the live, the blessing song, and that was powerful. There probably wasn't a dry eye in the room. That it was just really, we felt God's presence there through, Zoom. So it was a beautiful day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know one of the other things was the weather. There was this anticipated rain. And so you guys actually moved the venue last minute and then were able to have this beautiful
Yeah.
dry day. But it was
Yeah.
beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yes. So, Ruthanne,
Yeah.
I know obviously God had lots of things in store for you when He kind of encouraged you to go to Kona. Getting married was probably not necessarily first on your list of on the radar, but you went to do ministry. So, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what ministries look like, especially you've been there during this whole COVID time. So, things probably look a little bit different. Can you share just
Yeah.
what the ministry has looked like over this past period?
Yeah, so I thought I would just share a couple things that have been going on in the last little bit. Of course, when COVID hit, the campus shut down, and that was hard. There was students that were here had just finished their 3-month lecture phase, and they were all about to go on outreach. And so I remember being in the meeting where they made this big announcement, like everybody has to leave, everybody has to go home, and within days they had cleared out the campus, hundreds of students and staff that all had to leave. And, for a lot of students, that was hard not to be able to complete their outreaches. Slowly, we've been starting to have students come back and return to normal through that whole process, in steps. There are teams that are currently going out right now with the DTSs. DTSs have started again. There's also been a lot of local ministry that has come out of this. They've done a lot within the United States, but also on the island. And so one of the things they've really done a lot with is youth and sports ministry, and even using the campus for different sports activities, youth activities. They've also do a lot with fostering homes, bringing, a lot of families on campus foster children, and are part of the pregnancy care center. They started a Kiki closet, which allows people to come and get supplies for their kids. So they've done a lot of local ministry as well. We also celebrated Lauren Cunningham's 86th birthday last week, which was a big celebration on campus, and just the foundation of the this ministry and the integrity of the leaders here. Yeah, I think that's kind of some of the things that are going on here right now.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's so exciting. What an amazing thing to be able to celebrate Lauren Cunningham and yeah, all the things you guys are doing locally, which maybe wasn't on the radar again as high as it is now, which is just a huge, huge benefit. That's so great. So, Ruthanne, why don't you share with us as your church family in Canada, what can we be praying for? How can we be praying along with you?
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to thank the church for their support. You've been just so faithful to support me over all these years, and it's just been amazing. So thank you. Thank you to CrossRoads Church for that. Yeah, so things are changing a little bit for me. There was an opportunity here that opened up for me to take more responsibility in financial services. And so coming this fall, I'm going to be taking on more of a role there. And so we just really love prayer for that as I, take on this new position on campus. Also just prayer, for the campus in this time of COVID. There's always, a lot of stuff going on and decisions to be made, but also a lot of influence in the community. And so even that would grow more, that there would be more opportunity to work in the community with the youth, the sports ministry, just that influence in the local community would increase. And then just personally, I will be coming back to Canada this summer. Thankfully, things have finally opened up. It's been a year and a half since I've been back in Canada. And so just need to get home, take care of some things, visit my family. Unfortunately, Chan won't be able to come with me still because of the restrictions for him as a US citizen. So just pray for our time apart this summer. He also needs to return home to take care of his father, who's not doing well right now. So just prayer for that as well, that for our time apart, but also for him as he's dealing with some of the family things back at home.
Ruthanne, thank you. Definitely, as a church, we want to be lifting you up in prayer, and these are really good for us to be able to join you. So thank you so very much. It's great to just hear what's going on there and to hear some updates from you. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.